What do we have for Aries? Three of Wands. Aries, that is your energy at the foundation of the reading. Aries, I feel that you have gotten to a point in your life where you are starting to realize that the only person that's truly ever been holding you back is yourself and the very strict limitations that you have placed on yourself up until this very moment. I feel a lot of expansion taking place inside the Aries collective. I feel that there's been a lot of realizations that you've come to this past year about who you are and what you mean in the eyes of the universe and or God, whoever you see as your supreme being. But there's very much this embrace that Spirit is coming through with for the Aries collective. I feel that everything that has happened up until now, the highs, the lows, not to mention the absolute spiritual war that all of you have been engaged in, was all systematically planned out by the universe to turn you into the person that you have now become. And Aries, I have this little poem for you. It's called The Year's Final Bow. The curtain falls on the year's grand stage, a tale of courage, love and rage. Reflect on paths, both lost and found. In silence hear the cosmos sound. Your flame will lead as seasons turn. From ashes new ambitions burn. With every step the stars align. Aries, the universe is thine. And I wasn't sure if I was going to read that to all of you, but honestly, there's not a better card that I could have got that speaks about what I'm picking up here for all of you than the Three of Wands. It's very clear what's taking place here. It's like you've arrived, you've been on this journey, and now here you are, staring down this new beginning, this new chapter of your life. And it's perfect because here we are at the end of the year. You're getting ready to step, I feel, into the most exciting season of your life. And it's going to be this kind of slow buildup. But it's one of these times, Aries, that you're going to look back on in the future. Oh yes, you're going to look back on this exact time and you're going to realize that this was the bridge. You just didn't know it in the moment. There's a vision you've had for yourself, Aries, and you're being encouraged to dust this off because that is what Spirit instilled inside of you. A lot of you have put your visions and dreams to the side because you've been dealing with the everyday circumstances of just trying to get by, trying to live like all of us, right? But what we are now coming to understand is that we can't do that anymore. We can't put things to the side because that's just life. This life wants to keep us from actually achieving our highest potential because we live in this matrix. We live inside this third density that does not support our soul's mission. Everything has been meticulously crafted all around our lives, bombarding us with distraction from every angle to keep us from aligning with our purpose and fulfilling our mission in this life cycle. But not only is this something that you're coming to understand now, Aries, I feel that you are getting ready to charge forward with all your power, all your might, like you never have before. What do we have at the Sacral, please? And here it is, the restriction that I'm feeling. Three of Wands to Three of Swords. Heartbreak. This is what a lot of you have been dealing with. You've been getting hit in the relationship sector, and that relationship sector has been making you feel a little less than, right? It's like that's how the devil has been getting to you. It's like toxic friendships, connections, family dynamics, relationships that come into your life that try to tell you who you are and who you are not. Two of Wands. Look at this. Unbelievable. Three of Wands upright, Two of Wands in reverse. This Two of Wands is an energy that tries to make you lose control. And see how on this card, there's like that trickster energy back there? It's like here you are trying to focus on your path, but then there's some other energy here that has been constantly distracting you. However, this is all preparing to be left in the past. Some of you have already moved on from this, but you're just dealing with the emotional baggage that came from moving on from such heartbreaking dynamics. Three of Swords at the Sacral, being so consumed with the heartbreak of situations and circumstances in your life, you're not even able to focus on your passions, your creativity, the vision you have for yourself. This heartbreak has completely derailed you. But not only do you see this for what it truly is now, you also recognize it as a tactic of the devil, right? You understand very clearly that these circumstances, these people are all tentacles of that devil energy. And that's how he gets you, right? Each zodiac sign deals with all of this in a slightly different way. See, because you are the archetype of courage, charm, you are the visionary, you are the leader. I mean, you are the first sign of the zodiac, so you are the one that kicks the door open for the rest of us. That is you in your highest vibration. That is you in alignment with your true north. So think about the reverse of all of that. That's how these energies, that opposing force, will come for you. They'll try and bring out the opposite of all of the best parts of you. Instead of recognizing you as somebody who's courageous, they'll tell you you're a coward. Instead of recognizing you as somebody who's innovative, they'll tell you that you don't have anything useful to offer the world. There was a time, Aries, when you fell for this trick. We've all fallen for this in some capacity. But they cannot trick you anymore. The jig is up. The truth surrounding who you are and what you came here to do cannot be held back any longer. You refuse to live in fear of the unknown. You refuse to succumb to other individuals' small way of thinking for who you are and just life in general. Starting with the Three of Wands being followed by the Three of Swords and Two of Wands, it's like you're arriving at this new beginning, but you're also putting the pieces together from the past. It's all a part of the journey. It's like here you are, right? Traveling towards this new beginning. And you're sort of thinking about everything that's happened up until now. I just heard there's a culmination of emotions taking place here. And what's interesting is I don't have any cups here, but I'm picking up on emotions, which is telling me that I feel like you punish yourself for feeling emotions sometimes, Aries. I feel like you just punish yourself in general way more than you need to do. I feel that the main thing that you may be guilty of, Aries, is being stuck in a cyclical cycle of not only punishing yourself, but placing very strict, unrealistic restrictions on yourself. And then when you slip up, you have a way of coming after yourself, being your own worst enemy. I feel that a lot of you have begun to recognize this now, that you need to love on yourself more. You need to stop punishing yourself. All you can do is your best. And if you mess up with something, if you slip up, you just get up and try again. And then right on the bottom of the deck, I have the Five of Pentacles. So the Five of Pentacles here is really speaking about this energy that I'm picking up on. And I feel that it's directly connected to some sort of, well, it's connected to your inner child, okay? So there may be some things here that you haven't wanted to face, Aries. And now the divine is saying, hey, you know what? You have to, all right? This can't continue any longer. And you know this, Three of Wands at the foundation. But you need to recognize this. And you don't have to heal all of this overnight. Just recognize it for what it is and allow yourself to move forward. By connecting with that inner child, it allows you to become the man or woman that you need to be in the here and now to be able to move forward. What do we have at the heart? Magician, perfect. Gemini, Virgo, energy, boom. And now here you are, understanding everything we're saying here. Card 1 in the tarot. Now because of this understanding, your visions materialize into your reality. The divine has some downloads for you, Aries. This has been coming through in many of the readings lately, just a little bit different for everybody. But I've been speaking quite a lot about our mission statements for the year incoming. And I'm picking it up here for you as well. Now, what I've been saying in some of the other readings is that these mission statements are things that start to come to us on the back end of overcoming whatever it is we need to overcome. Right? We clear out that intuitive channel and we just start to receive our guidance, our downloads for the year ahead of us. Now, there are some other things that you can do here to reinforce these downloads to come through in a much more efficient manner. And that is by prayer, meditation, and fasting. This is the time to do it, Aries, okay? And you're probably hearing this in a lot of different places because it's what people are being guided to do right now. I would highly recommend that you do the same. Now is a time for calibration, alignment, connecting with source, having your year-end check-in, and preparing yourself for what's to come. A lot of you have been on the precipice of pulling through some new things for yourself, some new manifestations, but there's some things that need tweaking. There's some things that you need a little further understanding on, and this is how you are going to attain it. Now, the Magician is the resulting energy of everything I'm saying here, because this is you gaining a certain level of power that you put directly into your purpose. But it's also an energy of being very resourceful. And I feel that this speaks directly to the message about having to sit down with the source, so to speak. It's like, here you are, right? Coming back out. You've got something here for the people. They're like, oh my God, where did the Aries get that? Little do they know, you've just been meditating, you've been praying, you've been fasting, you've been connecting with source, spirit, the divine, God. They have provided you with this. They have given you all the tools that you need to move forward on your journey. The Magician has all four elements: earth, fire, water, and air. So this is you finding everything you could possibly need to be able to move forward on this path. What do we have at the throat, please? Ten of Swords, Gemini energy at the throat. Perfect. And there you are moving forward on your path. But not until there's some sort of an ending being brought to some certain sectors of your life. The Ten of Swords speaks about a new beginning, but there's some things here that the divine needs you to close out. And I feel for you, it has to do with this inner child healing. I'm picking up on some resentment and quite possibly some sort of bitterness that you may be holding on to in regards to some situations that may have happened over the course of this past year, Aries. The divine is asking you to let go of all of this, to lighten your load as a means to move forward. There's this very regenerative energy that's trying to come through for you, but it's like you're standing there right on the edge, right on the threshold of this new beginning and everything that you've always known. You're being called to claim your truth here, Aries. And I just heard a timeless wisdom masks your truth. It's like the stars are chanting your name, Aries. This is the best way that I can explain what I'm feeling here. And it's like you hear it, right? But for some reason, circumstance has caused you to not believe what you're hearing. This could really speak about this energy that is always working overtime to try and disconnect us from source, just keep us completely consumed in the third density, living in our root chakra. And what's interesting as well, I just heard you own the game. Now, whatever that may mean for you, Aries, will be different for all of you. But I'm being called to give this example about your past lives, okay? It's like in a past life, you were working on something extraordinary. And then in this life cycle, you're guided to find that extraordinary thing again. But for some reason, you feel like it's unachievable or you can't do it or you're not equipped for it when you're the one who actually manifested whatever that is to begin with. In other words, it's like you're picking up where you left off in a past life, but you obviously don't know this. I feel that you have been so consumed with the grind of life, Aries, and just dealing with the everyday nonsense that we all deal with, that you have forgotten to find time for yourself and for connecting to source. It's really the story of all of our lives, right? This is how it goes. And that's why this battle never ends. It's perpetual. We're all just down here on a mission, a kind of tour of duty, especially you, Aries, because you're right on the front line. You sculpt a legacy where your dreams expand. So you need to go after whatever this represents for you. You've got to go after those dreams. It's interesting because dreams are something that we think are supposed to just be fantasy. But I feel that those dreams are an echo of an alternate timeline where you're actually supposed to be. Those dreams are calling you. The stars in the skies of the timeline where you are living your dreams are calling out to you, Aries. What do we have at the third eye, please? Wow. The Hierophant, Taurus energy at the third eye. So we have the divine God showing up right there at the third eye. And your third eye is all connected to your visions, to your intuition, to your imagination, right? Sounds a lot like what I just spoke about regarding your dreams. I would say that this is an incredibly strong confirmation that exactly what we're channeling through here is correct. The divine is working with you right now to help awaken you to all of this, Aries. I just heard you've been gone for too long. Wow, I just heard God misses you. But for some of you, I'm getting an alternate message there that because I heard that you've been praying, but there's some sort of communication breakdown. Feels a bit dense surrounding the messages right there, Aries. Let me get another card out here. See if I can unstick this energy. What do we have at the crown? Again, Two of Wands in reverse. We got it twice. So that would, well, that's, you're the Two of Wands in reverse. That's like shadow Aries energy. I just feel that you're imposing all these restrictions on yourself. It's like you're punishing yourself for letting yourself down, or you're punishing yourself for thinking that you have let down God, the divine source, the universe. It's interesting because I've been getting a similar energy to this right here for some personal readings that I've done for some of you Aries out there. Sure, some of you are probably listening to this reading. So it's very interesting that I'm getting this similar energy here, but it must be collective wide. It's like you imposing these restrictions on yourself, not being able to live up to them, and then punishing yourself because you think that you have also let down God. And there being more of an emphasis on that than actually just getting back up and charging forward. Now, I get this, Aries, because I do this as well. It's probably a Mars thing. I'm a Scorpio, so Aries and Scorpio are both represented by Mars, right? There's this sort of militant aspect to the way that you run your life. And you can be a bit too hard on yourself if you slip up and make a mistake. But a real quick way to put purpose behind your mistakes is by getting up and charging forward. Don't marinate in that space of failure or what you perceive as failure. Look at it as a way to strengthen yourself. Look at it as you knowing yourself a little bit better than you did before. And look at it as a way to use better discernment on your path forward regarding what it is that may have caused you to slip up. You know, I've really noticed something lately. It's always been there, but it's my understanding of it has become very acute lately. But I've noticed if I'm watching something that feels kind of low vibrational, or if I'm listening to somebody who's kind of low vibrational, I'll feel those sort of demons that low vibration brings into my life stirring, right? If I'm watching a piece of content and there's a really lustful person that's delivering the content, it's like it stirs that energy inside of you. It's like I have to click off immediately, right? Because if you entertain that energy for too long, then you could slip. You could fall down that rabbit hole. And once you start really looking at your entire environment, your entire life for the most part, in this way, when you're basically moving with the understanding that we're always under attack by these 7 deadly sins, it can really shape the way that you begin to interface with your reality. This is why it can also be important to do social media fasts, right? From mainly TikTok and Instagram, because these 2 platforms are unique in the way that you're not prepared for what you're about to see. On TikTok, you're just scrolling. There's no telling what's going to come onto your feed, right? And then before it's too late, all of a sudden, that piece of information or that visual has absorbed into your mind. Now, we don't want to overthink this too much because you'll drive yourself mad, but you just want to be more aware of it and approach these things in a way where you're asking yourself, is this adding value to my life or not? What do we have? The foundation, please. Wow. And look who decided to show up to the party. Lucifer. Death. Right at the foundation. I just heard this is representing the underbelly of your life. This is that restriction. This is that dark force underneath the surface that has been causing this, right? Sending out its tentacles, showing up like that trickster energy in your life. And see how it's right at the foundation of the reading, the stability of your reading. There's a lot of disruption here. It's like an energy of, well, the death card from this deck is different because the death card is actually very positive. It represents big changes, an energy of moving on, a rebirthing kind of energy, an energy of transformation. But from this deck, it's the opposite of all of that. So it's an energy of feeling very stuck and destroyed, right? So whatever this is, right, this heartbreak, it's like you just completely succumb to it. And then you're just kind of, I just heard frozen in time, right? It's like you can't move on from whatever this is here. It's like an energy of complete inertia. So Aries, you should be able to feel this energy when it's coming up and immediately know that if you're feeling that, like, why do I just feel tired? Why do I just feel like I'm lacking motivation? Or why do I feel like I'm just losing my zest for life? Know that even though you are feeling that, that's not your energy. It's residual. That's little pieces of whatever this is still hanging around, lingering around rather, inside your auric field. And the more you fight through this, you get up and you push yourself because you're an Aries and that's what you do, the quicker this will begin to dissipate. What do we have? The Sacral, please. Nine of Wands, Sag energy, Martial at the Sacral. Now, this Nine of Wands is reinforcing what we just said, getting up and charging forward, right? Because this is an energy of resilience. It's an energy of persisting forward despite any of the setbacks that you have faced or may be facing on your path, not allowing yourself to become defeated. But there's also an energy here that speaks about you really knowing what's what and maintaining some sort of boundaries with this energy. Now, whatever that represents for you, whether it's an actual person, people, a mindset, a behavioral pattern, it's very important that you recognize that this is not something that you can entertain in any capacity right now. Because I feel that this is how the devil gets you, is through whatever this is here. Now, it could be multiple things for all of you. It's coming out at the sacral, so it could represent a bit of a lusty energy. Now, there's many different ways that can show up. So place it as you see fit in your own set of circumstances. But this is further reinforcing, again, what I said about the way we're bombarded with distraction and the visual aspects of living inside this third density that hold these 7 deadly sins: pride, greed, lust, envy, gluttony, wrath, sloth. See, when you can understand that these are 7 weapons that the devil uses against us inside our environment to dismantle and unravel our lives, you will begin to look at just about everything that you entertain in some capacity through a lens of understanding that a lot of things in our environment hold one of these 7 energies. If you can do this consistently and you can base your decisions on navigating your path and dodging these 7 weapons as best you can, you'll start to win, period. Now, none of us are perfect. This is incredibly difficult. But your conscious awareness of this can get you a long way, because the longer you're aware of this, the better you'll get at it. Again, you don't need to do it all overnight. But if you can remove things from your life one by one, put all your energy into removing one thing, then move on to the next thing, remove that thing, then before you know it, you'll be on the other side of whatever this may be that I'm picking up for each one of you Aries out there. What do we have at the solar plexus, please? The moon. Pisces energy, Beelzebub, right there at the solar plexus. Now, I feel that this moon, underneath that 2 of Wands, is doubling down on what we were saying here in regards to scanning your environment. You just start to see things in a way that you didn't see them before. You start to recognize things for what they truly are. Wow. I've never said this one before, but I heard this so clearly. People are starting to recognize that to have a certain level of success inside the devil's matrix, you must form one of these 7 weapons against the chosen. Isn't that the truth? See, the chosen, the light bringers, you, Aries, you don't need to form one of these 7 weapons against the masses to have your success. Your success is found by walking your divine path with the Most High. Your success is not something that can be sold to you. Your success is not something that you need to sell yourself for. It's yours by divine rights. What do we have at the heart, please? Start on this side of the card. 5 of Wands, Agiris, immorality. Wow. What a card to follow what I just said, right? These people, right, who sell out to the devil's matrix and form one of these 7 weapons against the masses are all required to encompass this one trait: immorality. See, the devil uses these people to keep the chosen ones asleep inside the matrix. The whole world is built around you light bringers. It's all a big show. It's all a big stage to make sure that you don't wake up to the truth of who you are. This is what this is all about. So they'll place these obstacles and challenges on your path. 5 of Wands. You'll be consumed with all of this conflict and strife and tension in your personal life. They'll use the people that come into your life to get to you, to knock you down. And then we have Jalil, love and wisdom. The 2 of Wands, again, unbelievable. So we have the 2 of Wands twice in reverse, which again is your energy, Aries. And then we have the 2 of Wands now upright. And see how you're looking back, holding your pulse? You look kind of tired. You're like, oh my God, how could people be so evil, right? But you've gotten your wings, which is you just having this understanding now of what has been taking place, or enough of an idea to start charging forward on your path. You're able to start planning and progressing forward and putting together some idea of what your future is going to look like. There's nothing in your way. The smoke is cleared, so to speak. Success is on the horizon for you. It's waiting for you. Magician stacked with the 2 of Wands. You're planning for this, and I just got a really loud ringing in my right ear. Right as I said planning, it happened. Okay, so planning. That's the energy you need to be in right now, okay? And I've been saying this for a while now to everybody. Because of the transits, you don't want to be making any big moves or any big decisions until the end of February, okay? Now is the time for planning. Just start putting all the pieces together. Work on your connection with spirit and source. And then as we get towards the end of February, that is when you start breaking free and making your move. What do we have at the throat, please? Whew. Wow. 8 of Swords, breaking free. Literally what this card means. Meva Heal, God, protector, and savior. Truth and justice. Protection from enemies who would steal one's fortune, right? This is what this is all about. Like I said, the immoral, right, form one of these 7 weapons against the Most High's chosen as a means to steal their fortune, which can be another way of saying trying to distract you from your purpose, because your purpose is where you find your fortune. But this is you recognizing this energy now and breaking free from it. And it's like right here with this 10 of Swords, here you are moving on, and there's all those little heads back there, right? They're peeking up over the bushes like, oh my God, does Aries know it's us? What do we have at the third eye, please? 7 of Wands. I only read this card as an upright. Leo energy at the third eye. Riel, the expected God. Liberation. Deliverance from enemies, both visible and invisible. Unbelievable. So they're giving me confirmations after I give you the message. Okay, now this 7 of Wands here is an energy of you taking control, not allowing these energies to make you feel overwhelmed or doubt yourself, or God forbid, give up. This is all being illuminated to you through your connection with God, the Most High, the Divine, Source, Spirit. At the third eye, all connected to your intuition, your guidance. And then right on the bottom of the deck, I have the Magician again, the 6 of Wands, victory, and the Hierophant, God again, okay? All right, let's close this out for Aries, please. What do we have for the crown? The Empress. Mihail. Libra, Taurus, Venusian energy. God, Father, the generous. Fertility and fruitfulness. Assures peace between married couples. Now, this just really speaks about where you're going. You're going to be entering into a timeline where the problems of the past are just not things you deal with anymore because you have a new sense of discernment. Areas of your life that may have been consumed by conflict and disruption, you find peace in now. Maybe some of you have had a lot of difficulties in your personal relationships, romantic, friendships, family dynamics, and now where you're going to align with other people that don't bring that conflict into your life, right? Assures peace. Now, the Empress is the most abundant card in the tarot, and it's really the perfect way to end any reading because it's telling us exactly where you're going. You are going to be entering into a timeline where you plant a seed and it actually begins to sprout and grow, Aries. And the divine is going to make sure that you are equipped with all the tools you need to water it correctly. Aries, this is the message I have available to all of you, depending on where you are on this timeline, should you choose to accept. I'm going to go ahead and leave it here. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you would like a personal reading, you can find all of my contact details in the description below this video. And thank you for your donations, Aries. Take care.